Usually I am against targeted harassment. However, I need everyone here to do me a favor. There is one video that we all synonymously need to dislike because this guy was just objectively wrong. The video title is Sonic Frontiers Might Not Work. It looks like this. I need everyone here to go and dislike that video because it was wrong. It was blown out of the water, absolutely wrong. I know I'm about a day late to this information, but we finally got more Sonic Frontiers information. As a matter of fact, we've been getting a bit more sprinkled throughout the rest of the summer. Up until this point, we've been mostly getting content in the forums. Up until now, we've been getting official content in the forms of gameplay reviews, footage, combat footage from IGN. And boy did IGN screw up with this one. What it was worth noting from the very beginning of the IGN demos, but they refused to note it at all, was that that entire gameplay, that all of that, was just a tech demo. I don't know how much of the gameplay they even really got to see, because they didn't mention any of the important things that made this game so good. And now that we have a bunch of new details revealed, let's go over them one by one. The story looks good so far. You can tell Ian Flynn is definitely a part of this. One part of the story trailer that did stick out to me, and yes, it is called the story trailer. The one that released at Gamescon was called the story trailer, despite showing like, what, 3 or 4 CGI clips that have anything to do with the story. One part of that was Roger Craig Smith excelling at Sonic's voice acting. He's calling out to Amy saying, "Is that you?" And honestly, his voice is like chilling because we've never heard Sonic almost feel that serious in a game before. Gameplay-wise, gameplay looks so much better. We now have the information about cyberspace levels, of which there are 30. Cyberspace levels right now are described to be versions of Sonic's old levels and adventures mixed up. We have confirmation of Green Hill Zone and Sky Sanctuary. I don't think anything else has been confirmed yet, but there was a leak a while back that Windmill Isle would be there. Not Windmill Isle, Rooftop Run would be there. I don't know if that's true or not. If it is, that is very good news, because I think something like that, almost like a nod to Generations, but in a much less anniversary way, would be a really cool idea. The gameplay that's been shown makes it look really cool. Whatever the world is, I'm not sure what that is. I can't say anything for certain. That looks sick. Just the sky being a bunch of zooming elements with the cars and roads just all around the place. It looks incredible. There was one thing that came out today that really made me a bit upset. Apparently one of the levels of Green Hill Zone in the cyberspace levels, the level design is a basic ripoff of Windmill Isle from Sonic Unleashed. If you look at the comparison that someone posted online, the design is basically one-to-one. The loops are in the same segments. The boost segments are the same. That honestly might not be a make or break deal for some people, but just for me, I'd rather not pay like $60 for a game I've basically already played before. Of course, these are just meant to be special stages, and if this is the only one, it's not make or break for me, but I just feel like they could have done a lot better job with at least trying to hide that. We also have the confirmation of 5 different islands, so we're not just stuck on grass. Thank Christ for that, because I was gonna get really bored if it was just grass. Now, we don't know if it's different islands or different parts of the island itself, but the idea of progressing through those sounds really interesting. I'm hoping it's all kind of one interconnected world like Breath of the Wild, in that you can choose which way you want to go. And I know this game is already taking quite a few nods from Breath of the Wild, but I feel like taking that is not a bad idea at all. The gameplay looks a lot smoother. You know, the movement looks a lot smoother. There's a lot of footage of Sonic's turning, which looks smooth as it's ever been. Thank God. The combat still looks great. I thought from the beginning it looked pretty good. Right now, I still think it looks good. I don't think much has been added to it aside from a few new moves. But as for progression, a lot has been added. There's been confirmed to be 99 different levels of 4 different stats. I think it's attack, defense, speed, and I don't know what the last one was, but there's 4 different stats and they can all be upgraded up to a level 99. So 100% of this game is going to be a pretty long experience. We also know that there is a skill tree in this game, and this was already announced from the beginning. Well, either it was leaked or announced. Most of the stuff that we've known so far is through leaks. But the skill tree that they showed at the tech demo over at Gamescon was apparently a smaller size of what the actual one would be. I'm not sure. But the skill tree is used to unlock different combat mechanics, and I think the idea of having a skill tree is so much better. While we are talking about options, a thing released today on Twitter which made me really excited, and it's that there are different customization options for actual gameplay. There is a difficulty option allowing you to choose from easy to assumingly medium and hard. There wasn't an exact release of what those difficulties were, but we do know that there is a difficulty slider, so I'm hoping there's at least maybe 3 or 4 different options for that. You can have training during loading screens, which basically means that when the game is loading, you aren't just stuck on a loading screen. You can play something. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it kind of, and this is purely speculative, this is kind of worrying that the loading screens might be a bit longer, because if there's time to fit something in there, that means that there's some time between loading screens, and considering how big this game is, like 23 gigabytes, it's probably going to have quite a few loading screens. There's also an option for starting speed, which I am assuming is his base speed. I don't know the exact details of that, but having a speed customization is so much better because I want to have the ability to kind of choose how I'm running. And that's customizable mid-game too, so if I'm in like a tight parkour section, I can just turn down the spot. I don't even know if they're going to have a tight parkour section. This is Sonic, but I can just turn down the slider and make things a lot easier for myself. There was one thing that released on Twitter without an image. It said that there are 2 boost modes. Action, which is basically where Sonic has unlimited boost, but it's slower. And I think it's called like modernized or something like that, where Sonic does not have unlimited boost, but it's faster. I think I'm going to choose that option myself because I'd rather have a faster boost. The graphics of this game, let's talk about them. They look great. They look phenomenal. I love the things that we've been getting so far. The desert island looks great. It looks exactly what I thought it looked like, and I have to give it nods. And they already did with the grass level. It looks like a desert. Like, it very much looks like a actual desert compared to like the cartoon style deserts they've had in the past, which I didn't have a problem with, but I was kind of assuming they might implement it in a similar way. No, this is straight a desert. I don't know what the other ones might be. I'm going to assume one's like an icy area, maybe a jungle, and then maybe like mountains. That's just my guesses here, but I think the desert has a lot of potential. You can have like reduced visibility. You can do things like having wind and tornadoes. You can do so many things with that, and I hope they mess around a bit with that because we know that there's rain. We know that there is weather, so messing around with that a bit more would not be bad in the slightest. I don't know what else more there is to say. The Gamescom trailer looked incredible. There was so much in it, and it really gave me a lot more hope for this game than I had before. IGN, I just think they marketed the game badly, and I think they did it too early. That too. I think if they just skipped all of that, maybe released like one trailer by just themselves, they could have gotten so much better of a reaction than they did. Like the Nintendo Direct mini trailer, that was a knockout. For a few reasons. 1, it was an actual compilation of footage. 2, it had cyberspace, so it showed that there was more to do than just run around in the field, which I guess wasn't an issue until we saw those gameplay trailers, but whatever. And it had some aspects of story too. Not to mention, the Nintendo Direct mini trailer and the Gamescom trailer both have actual music. That's right, people, we are getting actual music for this game. It is not just piano. Thank the Lord. I am hoping that this music goes hard. I am a video game soundtrack lover myself, so I'm partial towards that, but I feel like the music in this game honestly has some serious potential. The music that we've heard so far sounds great. There was also a leak for a Japanese ad that had a vocal theme that we can't really deduce what it is. There was a bit more of it leaked in a different ad, and the original thought was that it was Nate Wants to Battle, but now I think the consensus is that it isn't. But it looks like it sounds really good. I think it sounds very Sonic. And there was someone on Twitter who took the demo that said that there was another vocal theme for Sky Sanctuary. So having multiple vocal themes in the game is incredible. I mean, usually we do, but with Forces, it's like... But we are getting this game in about 2 months now, November 8th. The day before God of War. They are really ballsy with this one. But I think overall this game has, with the last Gamescom trailer and the Nintendo Direct mini trailer, this game has significantly looked better. So, my last review, I have to say I have been proved wrong. And Sonic Frontiers is now such an incredible looking game that I am so looking forward to. Let me know what you think. If this game still looks like trash, if this game has always looked amazing and you kind of knew this already and that you're a genius, haha, predict the future. What are the lottery numbers? I am having normal videos coming back normally. I'll see you guys.